What's up, streamers? Papa Stanimus here. Today, we are going to talk about finding a niche. That's right, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, doesn't matter where you're at, this applies. Finding a niche is really important because it distinguishes you from other people and it gives you something that your stream is about. It gives you something that you do that the people want. That's basically what a niche is. In the realm of Twitch, finding something that you do that gets viewers and makes people keep coming back. Very important to find that. If you don't have a niche, you're usually kind of lost. If you don't have a thing that you do that draws people in, your stream is aimless. And it usually, I don't want to speak for everybody, but a lot of people, they're aimless without having a thing that it is that they do. Today, we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about the importance of a niche. We're going to talk about how you discover a niche and find it and develop it. We're going to talk about, once you do find your niche, how you become the authority of that niche. How do you dominate that and be the person that people go to when it comes to that thing that it is that you do. And finally, we're going to talk about what happens when a niche starts to fade away and the numbers start going away, and what do you do about that? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Finding a niche is very important because it's something that you can do on a daily basis that brings in viewers. You get viewers, you get subs, you get follows, you get donations. All these things are increased and they're consistent every day because of a thing that you're doing. That's why it's important to have a niche. Personally, it took me quite a long time to realize the importance of a niche. I streamed for a while aimless. I streamed random games. I tried a bunch of different stuff. I was in like a streamer pilgrimage, you could say. Just kind of going through the flow, going live every night, trying different things, always trying different things, always experimenting, always poking around, not really knowing my place, trying to figure out how do I get more viewers. And when I discovered my first niche, it was completely by accident. It was actually just a complete accident. I just tried something and it worked. My first real niche was when I was streaming Rainbow Six Siege, and instead of just playing Siege, I was creating custom lobbies and inviting the chat to come and play. So it wasn't the biggest thing for my stream, but I noticed a huge difference in interaction and engagement and return visitors coming into my stream. People would come in and ask, "Hey, when are you doing those custom games again? That was really fun." And I just started doing those more and more. And during this time, it was about, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, probably about 2 years ago, I think, something like that. PUBG released custom games to the public. And I did stream a little bit of PUBG on the side. I did PUBG. I like streaming shooter games, PUBG and Rainbow Six. And I started messing around in their test servers with that, with their custom games that they've opened up. And one thing that I found was that when I created a war mode, people would just join, and people were joining these war modes that I was creating. A war mode in PUBG is basically nonstop action. If you die, you get to respawn. And traditional PUBG, when you die, you're out. You have to start a new game. In this mode, it's a custom game, and you die, you respawn parachuting from the sky over and over and over again every time you die. And you just get to keep playing without having to wait, which was really awesome for a lot of people. And a lot of people just wanted some action, because the game can be really slow. So it filled a niche. It was a niche. People wanted that, and they wanted a streamer to keep it going and get everyone energized. So I streamed PUBG custom games for about a whole year. Actually, about a year and a half, maybe, something like that. And I did it every single day. Once I started from the beginning, it was a little bit small, and it started to build up over the days and weeks. More and more people were showing up, and then I was figuring out my settings and the flow and the speed. You know, because there's you could set the time of the custom games, how long they are. You can set like how many points you can get and damage and all this stuff. And I started messing with the settings of the game and figuring out, making up our own little fun game modes like headshots only snipers or like max damage pistols. And we started coming up with names for all these modes. And then I would ask the chat, "Hey, who wants snipes?" And people would be like, King's Choice, because that was my favorite. And everyone called me the Custom King after a while on PUBG. So that was my niche. And I noticed other people started following in my footsteps and creating these custom games over and over all day. A little community behind custom games started to form. it wasn't just one streamer. It was a community of streamers, and together, all of us streaming these custom games made it fun and brought the viewers in. We drew them in, and we had this really nice thing going for a long time, and it was great. Discovering a niche is not the easiest thing, and it doesn't just happen from the top of your head. A lot of times, discovering a niche is just that. You have to discover it. You find it. Most people that have a niche didn't just dream it up off the top of their head. They, through their adventures in streaming, through their streaming pilgrimage, as if you will, they came across something and they were able to see that there's something here. They tried something and they saw the results and they saw the way a few people reacted, the few people that they have, and they saw the influx of the small influx of people come in. They're like, let's try that again. Let's see if we could tweak that a little bit. And they tried things more and more and refined that thing that they discovered. And it turns into a niche that continuously brings in viewers. It just builds your community, makes you a bigger streamer. Okay. And like I said, these sometimes ideas are just born. Sometimes it can pop into your head. Sometimes you're going to be streaming and you're trying things, and then just something that you've tried will work. What's really important when you find a niche, when you really find a niche, you need to try and become the authority of that, okay? Sometimes there's a niche that you discover and there's some other people doing it, and you could take a look at some of those other guys and you could see how they're doing it, how well they're doing it. And what I do, and this could sound a little off-putting, but this is the way I operate, is I look at how I could beat those guys at their own game. Like, okay, these guys are doing this thing, and this guy does it this way, this guy does it this way, this gal does it this way, right? How do I just beat them? How do I just completely do it better than all of them combined? And that's my approach. I go in, I'm very aggressive, and I want to be the authority of the thing that I'm doing, whatever that may be, or at least try to be, okay? Or be one of them, at least join them. But my goal is to ultimately be if I'm doing something on Twitch, if I have a niche that I am covering, I want to be considered the best at it or one of the best at it, okay? I want people to say, you're my favorite streamer. That's what I want to hear, because that's validating we're doing something good. The numbers are up. Everyone's having a good time. When everyone's having a good time and the numbers up, I'm having a blast, no matter what my niche may be. I've had many niches. We'll cover this more in depth in a little bit, but niches have a lifespan. And to go back to the story of PUBG, in PUBG, the game, and it's to this day, it's still in this is the direction they're going in, and it's downhill. The game just went downhill, and the player base shrank, and the interest in customs especially shrank, because every time they updated the game, the customs would get more broken, and people were getting kicked out, and it got so bad, people just stopped playing customs, and that screwed me over because that's what I did. So my numbers were going way down, and the customs were really small. Most of the people that were playing in them were from China or other countries that didn't speak English, so they didn't even join the chat. They just wanted a fun game to play in. A lot of them were hackers, and it was just really bad. And what I did was do a hard pivot. And this particular time, it worked really well for me, and that was when I moved to Minecraft. I started a Minecraft server, and almost instantly we started doing really well with it. I had a public server, anybody can join, and I had a thing where if you subbed, you would get flying in the server. Okay, you could fly around. So we had really good sub counts, because they'd go into the server, they'd see how fun it is, they'd like our rules in the community, and then they see people flying around, like, man, I want to fly. So okay, and they go and sub up, and it was really positive, and we had a really good thing going. Like all niches, like I said, things kind of decline, and that didn't last forever because we kept getting hacked. And just getting messed with, and we couldn't stop them. We could not stop the hackers, so it kind of messed with our progress with Minecraft. We had a hard pivot, and it was doing so well, and a lot of people were really like, "Wow, Pop Stanimus, you that was a bold move that you pulled there by just leaving PUBG." That's what I did. Everyone knew me as the PUBG customs guy, and I just stopped doing PUBG, and I went and did Minecraft. You got to become the authority Okay, that you got to become the authority of your niche, and when you do, a lot of times trends on Twitch, whether they're big trends or smaller trends, there's a lot of layers there when it comes to that subject. Things have a lifespan. My Minecraft thing, that I actually came into that right at a really good time, because that's when PewDiePie started doing Minecraft again, and Minecraft just got really big on Twitch for some reason. I think PewDiePie had a big part of it, and just people were just having fun with it again, and it made like a big comeback on Twitch, and was one of the top 10 streamed games for a while, right when I got into it. And it was really good timing. I got lucky. Good little thing I had. All niches, they have a lifespan, and they start to come to an end, and you got to be able to find a new one. Now, after Minecraft, I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to do next, because I didn't have a bold plan like I did before. I didn't have something that I knew would probably work, because I had a pretty good idea that Minecraft was going to work for me, because I know how to run servers and build a community around that. My viewership took a huge drop after Minecraft, and this was a little bit before TwitchCon 2019. And I had gone from, I was averaging around 80 viewers at one point, and I was going down to like 15 viewers. And it was really painful, because I'd been on this platform for a long time. I was feeling really discouraged. But at the same time, I had a little thing in the back of my mind that told me, you've found other things that you can do, and you can find another thing that you can do. Okay, this isn't the end of the road. And I told myself that, and I kept going, and I had to go back to doing a little bit of experimenting. I streamed a bunch of different games. After TwitchCon, I came up with a plan, and my plan was Minecraft Mondays, Rocket League Tuesdays, Wednesdays was PUBG, Thursdays was Rainbow Six, Fridays was Fortnite. I was going to try a different game each day of the week, and do that like 1 or 2 weeks and just see what the results are. And then whatever starts doing better, we'll chase that. So I did that, and overwhelmingly Fortnite and Rocket League were just doing really well. I was doing Fortnite Zone Wars. And that's where people can play the Fortnite endgame, where they're doing all the crazy building and stuff at the end of the game, and the circle's really small. It's that just over and over and over. So you just have these 5-minute intervals of Zone Wars, and everyone's spawning with weapons and stuff, and people can come and go as they please. So add everyone as friends, they come and go as they please. And I had a good thing going. It was a much younger audience than what I was used to. And I did pretty good with that. But the other thing that was doing good was Rocket League. At one point, I decided, okay, we're going to start removing some of these games from the schedule and start expanding on the ones that are working. So I did more Fortnite and more Rocket League, eventually completely dropping PUBG, completely dropping Minecraft and Rainbow Six Siege, because these were just doing overwhelmingly the best. And eventually I even cut out Fortnite, and then I just did 5 days a week Rocket League tournaments, because people really liked my Rocket League tournaments. And so I started putting energy into that, because that was working. And then that's when I started looking at how a lot of the other Rocket League streamers were doing tournaments, and there wasn't really much there that was impressing me. No offense to the people that do that, just wasn't very impressed with what was there. And I had streamed a whole year or year and a half of PUBG customs, starting at 12 p.m. Mountain Time every single day, Monday through Friday, doing 6 to 8 hours a day. That's a lot of hours put in, and I got a lot of experience from that on how to handle the people in the chat and make things fun. And so I started looking at how the settings work, and I came up with a program for tournaments. And it started off kind of slow, and over time I refined my process to doing a lot of tournaments and getting a lot of people in there, and basically becoming the authority. And that's what I do today. I don't know if Rocket League tournaments are going to work for me forever, but I do those right now. And if Rocket League tournaments were to not be a thing for me anymore, or maybe hopefully I find something bigger and better for myself to do, so I can ascend myself to an even higher level on Twitch. But or perhaps I can do that with Rocket League tournaments. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I once again found my niche. I get myself up to I'm at around 60 to 80 viewers depending on the day now, and I'm pretty comfortable there. That's damn near partner. If I could keep it 80 all the time and it never average at 60, then I'm basically in the partner zone on Twitch, right? So I like where I'm at. And I know that if this thing that I'm doing now were to not work out anymore, I could always find another one because I understand and respect the power of a niche. If you guys are interested in sharing, I'd love to know what some of your niches are. You can leave them down in the comments below. If you're someone who's looking for a niche and you want someone to help you out, hit me up on Discord. I'll one-on-one with you. I talk to all streamers that want to get helped. I have long conversations on Discord all the time. Go to papasdiscord.com. Find me. I'm Papastanimus on there. I'm always available. It's super easy to get a hold of. I'm also probably live on Twitch right now, so find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Papastanimus, and enjoy a good Rocket League tournament, huh? All right. Well, thank you guys very much once again. I'll see you in the next video.